Today we're going to talk about the Pythagorean theorem. First, recall that a right triangle is a triangle with one angle that is exactly 90 degrees. The Pythagorean theorem states that in a right triangle, the sum of the squares of the measures of the legs equals the square of the measures of the hypotenuse. So leg squared plus leg squared equals the hypotenuse squared. Over in this right triangle, we are going to highlight what these different things are. So for instance, in red, label the right angle in the triangle. Remember, we just do that with like these little, like a little square down here. And then it wants us to label, outline the hypotenuse in blue. The hypotenuse is always going to be kind of the slanted line. It's the longer line of the three. And I'm also going to go ahead and color in the sea blue, because that is what that corresponds to. And then it wants us to outline the legs in green. So the legs are going to be both A and B. And again, I'm going to color those in over here. A is a leg and B is a leg. So the Pythagorean theorem states that A squared plus B squared equals C squared. Moving down to finding the missing sides, if you were given two sides of a right triangle, you can use the Pythagorean theorem to find the missing third side. Beware, as it says over here on the side, this can only be used in right triangles. So we got to make sure it is a right triangle. This shows that little square here that tells me, yes, it is a right triangle. And we're just going to do leg squared plus leg squared equals hypotenuse squared. So in this case, that is going to be 10 squared plus 24 squared equals x squared. And then from there, we're just going to go ahead and solve it. So 10 squared is 100 plus 24 squared is 576 equals x squared. We're going to add those together, so it's 676 equals x squared. And then to find just x, we're going to do the square root of 676, which you'll probably have to use a calculator for, and that's okay. The square root of 676 is 26. So this side here equals 26. Let's do some more examples on the back. All right, so we've got a leg of 8. First of all, that square shows me it's a right triangle. We've got a leg of 8, a leg of 15, and then the hypotenuse we don't know. So 8 squared plus 15 squared equals x squared. 8 squared is 64 plus 15 squared is 225 equals x squared. We're going to add those two together. 64 plus 225 is 289 equals x squared. And then finally, we're going to do the square root of 289. And the square root of 289, shouldn't have put that squared on there, equals x. The square root of 289 is 17. So this x right here equals 17. Number 2 over here, again, this square tells me it's a right triangle, leg and leg, so 24 squared plus 32 squared equals x squared. 24 squared is 576 plus 32 squared is 1024 equals x squared. Add those together to get 1600 equals x squared. We'll do the square root of 1600 to figure out what x equals, and the square root of 1600 is 40. So this x up here on number 2 equals 40. Number 3, same thing. It's got the square showing it's a right triangle. So leg 27 squared plus leg 36 squared equals hypotenuse x squared. 27 squared is 729 plus 36 squared, which is 1296 equals x squared. Add those two legs together to get 2025 equals x squared, and then take the square root of 2025 to figure out what x is, and we find out that 45 equals x. So this x equals 45. And then finally, over here on number 4, again, the squares helps me it's a right triangle. We've got leg and leg. We're looking for hypotenuse. So 8 squared plus 6 squared equals x squared. 8 squared is 64. 6 squared is 36 equals x squared. 64 plus 36 is 100. Take the square root of 100 to find x, and the square root of 100 is 10. So x equals 10. Down here on the bottom, 5 and 6, this is just reminders of what we did yesterday, figuring out is this a square, or is this a right triangle or not. So the key to this is the biggest number is going to be your hypotenuse, because your hypotenuse is always, always, always going to be your biggest number. So in this case, my biggest number here is 20. That's going to be my hypotenuse. So 12 squared plus 16 squared should equal 20 squared. So that's 144 plus 256 should equal 400. 144 plus 256 is 400. And 400 does equal 400. So yes, this is a right triangle. Now let's quickly check number 6. Again, biggest number is my hypotenuse. So 5 squared plus 11 squared should equal 12 squared. 5 squared is 25, 11 squared is 121, equals 12 squared, 144. 25 plus 121 is 146. And 146 does not equal 144, so no, this is not a right triangle.